All right, welcome to the July 14th COAACC membership meeting. My name is Avery Frost, and I am the Executive Director of the Central Ohio African American Chamber of Commerce. What you see before you is our not tight, light, always informal agenda. So this is what we're planning on covering today. It might come out of order, but this is what we'll be going through, so welcome. And then we'll have some presentations about resources from the Ohio SBDC, which I'm very excited to hear about myself. And then we'll hear First Merchants Bank. And we will then go into just some updates for things that are happening from COAACC. And then we'll open it up from updates for the floor. That's a great time where if you have something you want to share with the group that we encourage you to share, because it'll be both with the people here today, but also for people who view the presentation after the fact. So with no further, I won't drag that out too much. Let's get right into the conversation. And so first we're gonna have Otto Beatty and friends talk to us about the resources from Ohio SBDC. If you have questions for Otto and team, please put them in the chat or we'll have a little Q&A session afterwards if there's some questions. So Otto, I shall turn it to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Avery and members of the Chamber. The Ohio Small Business Development Center at Columbus State has recently received a substantial amount of funding and started its COVID-19 relief fund. And it is going to be utilizing those funds to provide advising, coaching, and consulting services to businesses affected by COVID-19. And this is beyond their normal capabilities and staffing that they usually have in the center. The SBDC has contracted with a impressive group of 15 to 20 consultants, coaches, and advisors to provide these services directly to small businesses at no charge over the next year. And like many of the relief funds, these resources are limited and will be provided on a first come, first served basis. So, you know, on this call, I'm joined by three of the other African-American consultants and advisors who are contracting with the SBDC. And this just started in July. And after our first advisor meeting, we got together and we were of the same mindset that we wanted to make sure that our folks from our community are aware of this opportunity and that we make ourselves available as soon as possible since the program started on July 6th. Now, all of you are aware certainly of that, what's going on, how other programs, the funds would run out, we were left behind. And you maybe seen reports that even are projecting that 40% of the African-American businesses could shut down by the end of this year due to COVID-19. Again, you know, we weren't in a great shape. We maybe were left behind by some of these programs. But, you know, even if you got you or your business received funds from one of the various state, federal, or city programs, you know, do you have a short and long-term action plan to survive or either thrive through COVID-19? You know, do you still need assistance applying for any of the financial loan or grant programs? Do you have a plan or the appropriate resources in place in the event that you or a key member of your staff or employee, even a supplier or a partner, would be stricken with the coronavirus and could not proceed? You know, do you have somebody that you could, you know, brainstorm with, talk through your plans, issues, or different challenges? And if you have a plan, do you need somebody just to keep you on task and help you be accountable over the coming months as you've got all these other things going on that you're worried about through COVID-19? Obviously, this is the time where, you know, we're challenged at home, we're challenging the community, and we're also challenging our businesses. So this program and this group of advisors, you know, could be a solution for many people to go along with other resources that they've received. And, you know, because we all need help from time to time. I remember a couple meetings ago, Darius presented on the PPP loan forgiveness, And he urged everyone, please, if you need help, reach out to somebody. And I, regardless of my 20 years of business experience and a lot of good things going for me, I reach out to him. And, we work together. And now I'm very, very comfortable about the forgiveness of my PPP loan. So, regardless of where we are in our business cycle and experience, we all need help from time to time. Darius, the check is on the way. So I do want to put that on the record as well. At this time, what I want to do is I want to have each of the advisors that are on this call introduce themselves and their areas of expertise. This program's unique because you can start with one person, and then depending on your need, you can gravitate towards another person. You're not stuck with one. Oh, he says he received the check. Great. All right. COAACC discount as well. All right. But we want to introduce the different advisors because you can use one or all of us. And it could be anything from something where we work with you over time or just even a 1-hour session for some brainstorming. So let me start off and have Sam Payne introduce himself. Sam, are you on the call?
I'm right here. Thanks so much, Otto, and kudos to this organization. I'm going to date myself. I'm one of the old guys of the group. I'm a retired banker. Grew up here in Columbus, Ohio, and spent some time with Society Bank and 15 years with Bank One, which is now Chase, and retired, and then retired from Huntington Bank. Spent about 10 years there. Took a corporate move from Huntington, Columbus to West Virginia, where I had an opportunity to be one of the senior executives. But I also, in all my years in banking, which goes back, spans the time of about 30 some years. When I first got into the banking business, prime rate was 21%. So that was back during the Jimmy Carter days, and businesses were scrambling to get funds. I think simultaneously we had the savings and loans crisis. So I've been able to kind of see that through. And then 2008, when we saw the Great Recession, seeing how that impacted our businesses, and just have had an opportunity to see a lot of ebb and flows. But had an opportunity to, since retirement, pick up this contract with the SBDC. Being in the banking business, had an opportunity to work with probably tens of thousands of businesses, small businesses between Columbus and the state of West Virginia. So I've had a chance to see all kind of different situations, and what I hopefully can bring to the table is a listening ear. I have a very strong passion for small business. My wife, she was a small business owner. I've been a small business owner. So I understand, truly understand what that cash flow piece is all about, and understand that a small business owner has to be the jack of all trades. And so now that we are in this type of situation, it's, from my standpoint, to be able to see the federal government come so quickly to render relief for our small businesses, this thing is real. And so I hope everyone on this call will take advantage of the different programs that are out there. My background is one-on-one coaching, business development. I've put together numerous business plans over the last couple of years, help small businesses strategize. And it's so interesting that I did have an opportunity when I was in West Virginia to help out with the overall disaster preparation and readiness. And we had a major flood there in the Charleston area, which really wiped out some cities and wiped out some small communities. And, so this disaster preparation and thinking ahead, like Otto has said, is very, very crucial. So please feel free to lean on any of us. We work in partnership. everything that we do, everything that we say with a client when we start that relationship will be maintained in the highest level of confidentiality. So you do not have to worry about us talking about business owners to other folks. We're all very professional, and once again, we'll keep everything very confidential and hopefully live up to your expectations to help lead and guide you through your situation. So thanks so much for giving me a couple minutes.
Okay, Darren, are you on the line? Darren Cherry. Okay, so Darren Cherry, he is with Focus CFO. Many of you have probably heard of them. They do forecasting, projections, help you with your cash flow, etc. So he will be one of our coaches as well. And then let me turn to Deanna Barnett. And after she introduces herself, she's also going to talk a little bit about the eligibility for the program, how you would sign up, and next steps if you're interested. And again, we want you guys to spread the word on this too, and we'll post things afterwards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deanna Barnett. I am the owner and consultant of Aventi Enterprises, where we help transform entrepreneurs into high-growth CEOs. And I provide services in strategy and planning, preparation for financing, and government contracting. However, I'm going to be focusing my efforts with the COVID-19 relief in the marketing sector, and that is messaging, value proposition, promotional planning, and key partnerships, developing new revenue streams. So that will be my area of focus. However, you can work with me for whatever. But I have been in small business development for the past 12 years. I'm coming from nonprofit tenure for 10, and I started my own consulting firm at the beginning of last year, and I have a team of 6 that work with me to provide those services that I just listed. And so I am excited to work with the small businesses in our community, especially our Black-owned businesses, and with the government contracting piece. I know there are not a lot that are responding to bids and opportunities, and with that marketing, I can support you in marketing to government and corporations as well to help grow your business. So marketing will be my area. Otto, did you already give your background? Did you want to give your background before I went into eligibility?
Well, briefly, again, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, background as a attorney as well, and have worked in both service, real estate, and other types of businesses as well. I'm going to be focusing primarily on operations and process, as well as executive leadership, getting the leader to work more on their business rather than in their business. And I will tell you folks that the floodgates have opened. I have 6 engagements this week, and most of them are over the phone. Some of them are Zoom, and then I actually have a couple of, or at least one site visit where I'll be visiting their office to see if they're set up well for social distancing and compliance, etc. So the types of services that we can provide are pretty broad here. And let me just turn it back over to Deanna for talking about the eligibility and how you would sign up.
So, and it's not just us 4. There are other consultants in the pool that we can refer you to if we need to. But we are the 4 African-American consultants who are working on this effort. And in order to be eligible to receive this free business advisory, you must be a small business according to SBA standards. You can't be in a foreign country, can't be engaged in any illegal activity. No more than 1/3 of your gross revenue cannot be derived from legal gambling activities. You cannot present live performance of any or sale of products of sexual nature. You cannot be directly involved in the production, distribution, manufacture, or sale of medical marijuana. And ideally, we would like to serve those businesses who are here in Franklin County or the surrounding counties, because there are other small business development centers across the state. So we want to keep it home and serve as many who are here in our community. And so to get signed up for this is really simple. You're just going to contact us, or whoever you want to work with. You want to work Sam, Otto, Darren, or myself, reach out to us directly. We'll take a 30-minute session with you just to see where you are and what you're trying to accomplish. That will determine if you're going to work with us or if you're going to work with another advisor. And then we're going to send you an online form to get connected with the Small Business Development Center into their database, which will then keep you on their record for receiving advisory services. So after that, there is nothing strenuous you have to do to be involved in this. Just reach out to us and we will take it from here. And while I have the floor, I do want to mention that I have been working with the city county funding, the COVID-19 Small Business Response and Recovery Fund. And we have been working so hard on getting all these applications in by this Friday. So if you have not considered applying for a recovery grant, for a personal protective equipment grant, or a pivot loan, if you're pivoting your business, you can get a loan up to $20,000 if it's 50% of the expansion cost. Please look into that. I will, in the chat, I will put the link. If you have not heard of it or had not considered it, you got a few more days. The application is not too strenuous. Is this the same program that was recently launched for Franklin County? Yes, the collaboration with Franklin County and the city of Columbus. So the Small Business Development Center is also supporting those applications. I just wanted to put that plug in there because I know a lot of people do not know about this. Thank you, Avery. The deadline is Friday. It's Friday. So please click on the link and explore and look. If you have questions, you can connect with me. But post Friday, you have this team of advisors and coaches who are available to be your sounding board and help you think things through. So please take advantage of the resources that are available to you. I know Sam has been working with people on the SBA EIDL and PPP as well. So he is a great resource for that. So please get connected with us. Is there anything did I miss anything? Otto?
No, just I think we see some of the questions. I think we've addressed the questions. And does anybody have any other questions?
I'm gonna look.
I don't have any questions, but I have a comment. It's nice to see Sam back into this area, but I also want to commend this initiative. I think it's wonderful. I had asked a question earlier about is there some resources in place to help the more seasoned business owners? And by listening to all of you, it sounds like there are. So I'm excited about this initiative and will definitely participate in it. And yeah. I am Sylvia Garrett.
Yes. Yes. And please, we're going to get stuff out to everybody. Please spread the word. Please spread the word. And again, this is going to go on for a year. So as you talk to people over time, or you see that, or you just, maybe you don't need something now, but maybe 60 days from now, you're like, hey, I'm figuring out how I'm going to do this reopening or pivot or something like that. So let me just have an hour to bounce off some things off some folks.
Yes, because a lot of us have transitioned to virtual, but since we realized we need to invest more resources in like paid marketing campaigns, because in the past I've done a lot with nonprofits, with community-based organizations, but now I'm not out meeting people and talking and doing the traditional type of networking activity. So I know that I need to do, kind of pivot from that. And my website, I'm increasing the functionality of my website, which costs more money. So there's a lot more expenses that I'm experiencing as a result of being virtual and having to compete in a pandemic environment. So it's nice to know that there's some resources there to assist with that transition.
Sylvia, this is Sam. I'll reach out to you in the morning.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Bobby, you had a question or your hand is raised?
Yes, ma'am. I am driving, so it's hard for me to chat. Thanks. So I think this is a fabulous program, and I'm really excited to see how some of our potentially MBE certified businesses, our Black-owned MBE certified businesses, could benefit from this. So I wondered, Otto, if there was some kind of collateral that you could share that I could, blast out to our list of businesses.
Yes, I would say in the next 48 hours, we will have something for our kind of team group. And I just had a conversation with SBDC today, and I would imagine their specialized homepage for that should be ready within the next week to 10 days.
That's great.
So
I'm going to want to try to drive as many folks to you guys as possible. I just think it's a great resource that you guys are providing. So wonderful job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you so much for coming to the group and bringing this to make sure that you share it with the network. Otto, appreciate it. I'm glad to see the crew that you have assembled. And we'll definitely make sure that we spread the word throughout our network, and we'll include all the information in the recap that we send out tomorrow with at least to start the contact information for those of you. And then we'll share the marketing information as it's available.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Avery, can you address Denise's question? She was asking, is this the same program through the Urban League?
Oh yeah, that was what I was saying. So not the program that they're talking about, but I was referring to the grant program. We're an entrepreneurial support organization as well. So we have been working with people through the application process. About 300. It's been crazy. But for this program, no, what they're talking about with the SBDC is something separate that I will be referring people to.
And they do an excellent job. That's who worked with me on my PPE reimbursement grant application.
Yeah, you were one of our first guinea pigs, I guess. Yeah, and hopefully you'll be hearing soon. They said the first round of notifications will be going out this week for that program.
Hopefully.
Yep. Yay. Thanks, team. Look forward. And if you want to come back and chat on our next one, or if we need to send out something special, because I think this is such a great resource, just let me know.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Avery.
Yeah, thank you both. And to Sam, I haven't met you yet, but thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So next on our docket, we have First Merchants. Are we ready, Anthony?
I don't think so. Let's go ahead and proceed.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, just a preview. First Merchants Bank is one of our new corporate partners. And so we want to give them a chance to introduce themselves to the group, as they may be not as well known as some of our other banking partners, but we'll come back to that when they're ready. So moving into the COAACC update. And so this is just a very sliver of what we've been doing, but I wanted to just kind of bring it to you. So first and foremost, we have 2 interns for COAACC now. So when you call the phone, one of our interns, Drew, is answering the phone right now, and he is relaying your messages to me, and I'm getting back to them as quickly as possible. And I know there are a couple people in here I emails too, so you'll get those, don't worry. But he's been very helpful, and also really, as you see there, what did I say? Because under the next point, exposure leads to opportunity. So Drew just turned 17, and also our newest intern who just started literally today, Michael, he's also 17. Drew is a rising senior at the Charles School, and Michael is a rising junior at Independence High School, and he's looking to go to the downtown high school. And so I thought it was really important. I mean, we talked about this a number of meetings ago about offering up our office spaces as spaces, immersion experiences for youth. And so just a fun anecdote, I was, when I first started working officially or interning officially with my dad's nonprofit, the Central Ohio Minority Business Association, I was 16 years old. And I had done a number of internships, but that one was the one that stuck, and I'm still in that line of business. And so I think it's vitally important that we offer as many opportunities for exposure as possible for our youth so that they can have an opportunity to see what they want to do with their lives. So I say that to you for a couple of reasons. Number one, for both of them, for both of our interns, I'm looking to set up hour-long chats once a week with different members. The reason that I want to do this, like for instance, Michael, he's interested in IT. Well, as we all know, IT is vast, and he doesn't exactly know where within IT he would like to fall. And so I gonna reach out to some of our folks specifically in the information technology space to see if you'd be available to sit down on Zoom and talk to Michael. Just for an hour. He will be tasked with having questions for you so that he can kind of understand what you do, why you do it, is it fun, is it something that he might want to go into, is that maybe a better internship for the next go round, you know, something in that line of thought. And then Drew, he's kind of all over the place, but he's very interested in learning about a little bit of everything. And so I've tossed him into the deep end as far as interacting with people who are reaching out to COAACC and have him to respond and do research and be a resource to you. But in it, he's been able to learn a lot about our different Black-owned businesses and seeing stuff, seeing different opportunities for profit, because he is, as we all are, we all like to make profit in our lives. And so right now he's looking at starting a social media marketing company because he just started this Instagram for fun, highlighting other youth who are doing cool things, and they've gotten a lot of views. So we're talking about how does he translate that into something that's marketable, whereas he might be a resource to one of you. You say you want to get on Instagram, I'd say TikTok if that wasn't going away. He's learning Facebook because apparently the youth don't know Facebook as well as we do in some cases. And so we're trying to make sure that we make these internships as interesting and relevant to them as possible. So if you're interested in having an hour-long chat with either Drew or Michael, please let me know. But also based on your business type, I'm probably going to reach out to you as well. Additionally, so Jill did not know that I was going to be talking about this, but I would like to do a preview of a potential workshop that we're going to be doing. So we're always talking about business, but we really want to talk about holistic development and making sure that we are healthy as business owners as the key man or woman. I digress. Jill, do you want to kind of give a hint at what our workshop will look like? And we don't have a date set yet, but that will be coming via email.
Yeah, so it will be really just what it says. It is, we have spent the past, since mid-March in run hard crisis mode, a lot of us. And so, so we're minding our business, we're minding our money, but who is minding us? Who is making sure that we're getting what we need, doing what we need to do to stay healthy, especially for those of us who are solopreneurs, those of us who manage a business and a family. We can't go down. And so we really wanted to spend some time talking about what health and wellness for the business owner looks like. How do we mind the mind of the entrepreneur? So we've got a couple folks lined up. It won't be super clinical, but we will have clinicians who will talk with us about mental health things. We have a physical health and wellness person who's going to talk to us about, what do you do? How do you build in that time? One of the biggest things I found in doing research, and this is not like a mind blower, but it's sleep. We don't get the sleep we're supposed to get. And for a lot of us, if I were to go around the room and say, what wakes you up at 3 a.m, all of you would have an answer, because we all have that thing that, especially now, that wakes us up. So I'm really excited that we're going to get to pull this together. We are not necessarily out of the pandemic woods, but we still do have to start thinking about ourselves and how we mind our minds as well as our money.
Yeah, so keep eyes and ears out for that. We will definitely make sure that we share it. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. So yeah, we'll make sure that we share that information. And then also next, another special thing, because we've been in this, like she said, we've been in this space, this emergency reactive kind of space. So we kind of want to try to start scooching back to business in our kind of way too, though, to make sure that we stay on track and on mission. So we're also looking at hosting something, a statewide Black business chat. So it'll be virtual, and as best as we can, we'll be hosting it on Zoom. So if you took place in Out with Elected Officials last week, which was a cool experiment, I'll just put that asterisk. We're not going to do it that way. So it'll be.
Oh, I'm not muted, am I?
You're not muted. So we will do it like this, more specifically, where we have a light agenda. We'll ask our membership and our network for kind of what do you want to talk about? Not only is it, we know what the state of Black business is. I don't think that we have to beat that down and talk about that at length, but we do want to talk more specifically forward thinking. And then also kind of learn what all of us are doing around the state. So we'll lean on our chamber partners and extend that invitation. And as soon as we have a date, we'll let everybody know. But I do think that that'll be pretty cool and the start of something beautiful, where we probably do that frequently, because we need to be thinking on a statewide, and we got to move past just our region, not just statewide, but then eventually nationally, being a part of these larger conversations that are happening around what's happening with Black business, what's happening, but where we're going, where we want to be. And so keep an eye out for that. But next, I want to say that if you have any interest in presenting to our network, whether it's business, whether it's personal, but for business owners, keep that in mind, because we are a business organization. Let us know. Just shoot over your ideas. If it's something that we shoot back and we're like, yes, let's go, let's schedule that, flesh it out, send us a PowerPoint, cool, woo. Or maybe it's, hey, so-and-so also reached out to us, will you consider doing a joint conversation? Or let's bounce that off the wall a little bit more, and then we'll get it set for presentations. But we are looking for, we know that we're looking for you. We know that our network, our business owners, our membership are subject matter experts. Not to toot our horn, it's not our horn to toot, but I think one of the cool things about the Black crew is that, I'm calling you the Black crew from the SBDC now. I won't do that in public. But the crew of consultants that just presented to us, half of them are already our COAACC members, right? And so we're all over the place. And so I know that within our membership, we have plenty to speak about. Yes, Sylvia, just let me know. Sylvia would like to present on business and commercial insurance. I know that a lot of times, I was just talking about this to somebody, we have a lot of people who are underinsured, are not insured appropriately. And so I know we have lots of room for growth in that space. So yes, please send us your info, send us what you're thinking, so your idea, kind of objectives of the presentation, how long you would like to present. That is key. So when we're thinking about marketing and scheduling it. Not seeing any note about merchants yet. Anthony, just chat me when they're ready. Deanna already pubbed this, so thank you very much, Deanna. And we kind of talked about it before, but this is additional information on the Franklin County grants and loans. Well, I'm sorry, grants and loan. There's one loan. The phase 1 is coming to a close on Friday. You need to submit your completed application by Friday. The process works. You go to that link that is in the chat. You do a pre-application where they match you to an entrepreneurial support organization. So as mentioned, that Small Business Development Center is one. The Columbus Urban League is another, and that's where I've been doing my work with a lot of the business owners. So you do that application. It takes, for whatever reason, actually I'm okay with it, but you get allocated the next day. So that's why I'm saying don't wait until the last minute to do that pre-application. You need to get in there and do it today. Even if you're not ready to do a whole application, if you have any interest in seeing or trying to get the $10,000 recovery grant, the $5,000 reimbursement, which it covers 50% of PPE you've already purchased since March, or the pivot loan up to $20,000, go in and submit that pre-application right now. Check your eligibility, submit the application. The worst thing that could happen is you get on the other side, you're like, never mind, I don't want it. I don't want to do this whole process. but it's relatively painless. You just submit some taxes, 1 year of personal, 1 year of business. You should already have that on file. If you don't, that's a different conversation. But we need to fill up the queue. I know that based on what I've heard, only 85 businesses have gotten to the approval on the first part, but there are 1,200 or so who have submitted the pre-application. Not everybody was eligible, but getting through the process, the goal is to get all of the money that's been allocated to these programs to the businesses. So please, please, please go in and submit your pre-application so that we can work you through the process, and do that like right now.
Okay.
One more thing that I would like to say that I didn't put in here because I was moving too fast probably. You all, in your email tomorrow for the recap, there will be an Eventbrite link. Through my program at the Columbus Urban League, we've received the donation of PPE, like these PPE small business toolkits. So you get 100 masks, 100 surgical masks, 10 N95 masks, and a bottle of hand sanitizer for free. All you would have to do is submit this Eventbrite link saying that you want it. It says how many business employees that you have, and we'll confirm and get you signed up for the distribution day, which is set for next Thursday and Friday, July 23rd and July 24th. So as long as I have your Eventbrite, we're trying to make sure that they get into good hands. We have a ton of them. So please submit that link when you see it come through your email tomorrow. And let's see. I was going to updates from the floor, but I just saw that Bob Main has logged in. Anthony?
Avery.
Man. So.
Is Bob on? Is Bob on?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Bob, we can hear you. How are you?
Okay. Better now.
Good.
Appreciate you asking. Yeah.
So Bob, I see you're on, and I know I've seen Vaughn earlier, and I haven't seen Sean. Are they joining, or is it just going to be you?
They registered last week, so they should have the link, and they were going to stay at the office at 5:30 and join the meeting. So I apologize. I don't know what might have happened there.
Vaughn, I think is here, but he keeps maybe getting bumped out. Vaughn, are you here? Okay, maybe he's not here anymore.
So Bob, Bob, I guess we'll turn it over to you, and you can introduce yourself. You can give everybody an update or an overview of First Merchant, and I'll keep an eye out for Vaughn and Sean just to see if they show up. So.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, first of all, I'm glad we finally have the chance to do this, even if it is a Zoom meeting. To give everybody a little bit of background, Anthony and I met through our bank's region president, Jennifer Griffith. Anthony and Jennifer have known each other much longer than Anthony and I have had the pleasure. But we met, had several meetings and lunches together, and were mapping things out. And we became a corporate sponsor at the beginning of the year, corporate sponsor for the chamber. And then, of course, the COVID-19 challenges started. So a little bit behind, but glad to finally get to do this. First, I'll tell you a little bit about our bank. We are a bank that has a footprint over 4 states: Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and of course, Ohio. I won't steal Vaughn's thunder in case he's able to join. He'll tell you a little bit about our Columbus branch network. We have several Columbus branches. Our headquarters is in Muncie, Indiana. We are a 12.5 or so, obviously growing every day, $12.5 billion bank. So we're not a small bank by any means, but retain that community bank feel. And that's something that is, we get a chance to work with membership. I hope that's something that comes across effectively, is that we are a community bank still. A little bit about the short history. First Merchants Bank bought Commerce National Bank many years ago, and then more recently bought Cooper State Bank for Cooper State's bank's branch network. That's how I came to the bank. So my total time with Cooper State Bank and now First Merchants is approaching 11 and a half years now over the total time. We have about 1,800 employees over approximately 140 branches in our 4-state footprint. Something we're very proud of. Forbes magazine every year ranks what they call the best banks in America. And their metrics are primarily growth, credit quality, and profitability. We've been ranked in the top 5 of the best banks in America based on all metrics over the last 3 years. So very proud of how we run the bank and represent ourselves, and that we were recognized by such a major publication such as Forbes. A little bit about myself. I work in our Olentangy building, which is right across the street from Riverside Hospital. I am a relationship manager, primarily a commercial lender. So any lending needs, anything from a small line of credit all the way up to a real estate purchase, a multi-million-dollar real estate purchase, I'm able to get involved in those and handle anything really across the commercial spectrum for business owners. In my role, outside of doing just the lending piece, I'm able to introduce owners to our cash management rep, our merchant services rep, and several other resources throughout the bank. Again, to play off the community bank feel a little bit, what's a little unique about us is our commercial department here in Columbus. We are all on one floor in our Olentangy building. Have kind of some offices, but primarily a cube setup. I can literally stand up and look across the cubes and almost see everybody that's there that day. If we're able to help you with our banking relationship, it won't be a situation where you'll call an 800 number and you'll be transferred around. You'll literally be calling into our one floor where I can put you in touch with everybody that's there on the floor and get you the fastest help possible to get you to the resource that you need. Another thing that's a little unique about us, not every loan, mostly every loan we do on the commercial side is not a multi-million-dollar loan. We have a small business banking unit in Indiana that's built totally on speed and efficiency. So any lending needs that we might be able to help your membership with would go to that small business banking unit. But when we merged with First Merchants Bank, meaning Cooper State Bank, meaning Commerce National Bank, when that merger happened, the underwriting unit for Commerce National Bank was left intact. So we not only have the ability to submit loans to Indiana, but the ability to also, on the more unique situations here that are unique to Columbus, Ohio, in the Central Ohio market, have our own underwriting autonomy here for either an initial look at loans or even a second look at loans for something, again, that might be unique to Columbus, where there's local underwriters, the people that know our market here, know the people here, can take a second look at that and again back up that community bank ability to take an additional look at a relationship and offer those advantages. I don't want to run too long, so that's just a little bit about our bank, not only the size of our bank, the footprint, the feel that I hope everyone can experience at some point if we're able to help you with any really banking relationship opportunity. I don't know, Anthony, have you been able to see if Vaughn has been able to join yet?
Yes, I see Vaughn is joined. Vaughn, you're on mute.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well, we've been having some technical difficulties over here at First Merchants Bank on Carl Road getting in and out of this presentation here. So I did hear Bob was speaking about the history of First Merchants Bank. You have right now on the call. I'm Vaughn Ellis, the BCM at the Carl Road First Merchants Bank, and we have Sean Moore, our assistant manager here. And I heard Bob talk of what he could do, and I was going to let everybody know we can take care of all your checking and savings account needs, but I can also do some business loans that do not require as much documentation. And I can do things with stated income as long as your business has been open for 2 years. We have 5 different types of business loans that we can do for you. We can do equipment term loans up to $150,000, vehicle term loans up to $75,000, line of credit up to 10% of your annual gross sales with a maximum of $50,000. Plus we have overdraft protection, which you can apply for your business as well. These are all done as long as your business has been open for 2 years, and it is with stated income. So we can get a quick answer on these and quick turnaround times. So wanted to make sure you're all aware of the excellent service we can provide you here at the local branch.
Okay. Bob, you still on?
I am.
Okay, it looks as if Vaughn is frozen in time, so.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so I'm not sure if we're gonna hear from Sean. So what I wanted to say is, you know, First Merchant is a corporate sponsor. I want to make sure, you know, as Bob said, we've had some, with COVID and all the activities, we didn't get them on earlier and participating sooner, but we do look forward to having them participate with the chamber throughout the year. I do know that in my conversations with Bob and the team and Jennifer, they look forward to participating with the chamber. They are also, you know, tied into the Columbus community, right? So we also want to make sure that we are tying ourselves into the overall Columbus community as well. So with that being said, I want to thank Bob and Vaughn for joining, and also
Let me
Otto.
I did. Let me say that I was, through my former business, EE Ward Moving and Storage, I was a customer of Commerce National Bank after being with several large banks. And the experience of a community bank was far superior when you're a smaller business looking for creative funding solutions. And they were, as far as the community banks in town, they were one of the only ones really to reach out to minority-owned businesses and smaller businesses in our community. And, you know, other than like at EE Ward, I know that Protein Keith Stevens Bank's over there, and there's several other well-known African-American businesses that bank with this community-minded bank. So I just wanted to put in that testimonial for them and give you a little bit of comfort and familiarity if you were looking at First Merchants as a banking home.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I am not going to say any more after that.
That was such a good plug. Thank you,
I know. Thanks, Otto.
Yeah, thank you, Bob and team, for being here, and we're trying to be here. And so what I'm going to do in the immediate is I'll put the link to firstmerchants.com into the chat. But Bob, who is the best, are you the best first point of contact, or who should people reach out to if they're interested in learning more about First Merchants?
Yeah, let's do that. I'd like to be able to make sure everybody gets to exactly who would be able to best help them the quickest. So however I could provide, well, I know that between you and Anthony by now with emails, we traded things, you have my contact information. Yeah, by all means, if you wouldn't mind making me the point of contact. I will be out until Monday, but I will be back Monday, and would be glad to get anyone directly to the person that can help them the quickest with what they would need.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. So I'll put Bob's information in the chat, and then I'll make sure that we include it in the recap email that we send out tomorrow.
Thanks, Avery. Thanks, Bob.
Yes. And thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
All right. So now it is my favorite time Updates from the floor. So, because we like to hear what you're doing. So first I'm going to plug 2 events that I just heard about today. And then we'll open it up to people, anybody here in the room. If you have something that you'd like to share, just either raise your hand or just unmute yourself, but try not to speak over each other. First, Anthony shared this with us via email. So the Columbus Metropolitan Club is in the midst of a series, it seems, about like racism, where do we go from here? So the first one, it was young Black men that were speaking. And this one is young Black women that will be speaking. This event is tomorrow. I don't remember what time. Anthony's at noon? It's at noon. And so you can go, okay, perfect. You can check out, if you just go to columbusmetroclub.org, you can click register and get that information. And then Anthony, the link to the, is that YouTube? You can just search this title, Racism, Where Do We Go From Here, to see the boys?
Yeah. The Columbus Metropolitan have a YouTube channel, and I think it's in the email I sent to you, Avery. I put that email, and this is a free event. So you don't even have to register. You can go and you can just go to the YouTube channel, and they'll do it's a live streaming. So it's a live event and it's free. So go check it out. I am part of the Columbus Metropolitan Club, and there's a series that we have going on around racism, and we've got speakers coming in and out and various topics that we have throughout this series. So it's not just a one and done type of thing. This is something that we're going to continue. So I welcome everybody to go and hear this. I think when we had the young Black men, it was powerful and impressive. And I think the young Black women are going to do just the same. So.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sharing that. I'm definitely going to try to look at the both. I don't know if I'll be able to log on, but I definitely want to see what they have to say. Let's see, and I'll make sure that this information gets into the chat. And then the Ohio Black Expo is having a conversation or an event on Thursday, July 16th at 6 p.m. It's called Still Breathing, Trauma, Resilience, and Strength. Based on the panel of people that they have set to speak, I think it's going to be a pretty dynamic conversation about just our Black experience, but also how we persevere. So check out the link, ohioblackexpo.com/stillbreathing, so that you can see overview. It's free as well. And you can just sign up to get the Zoom link through that channel. And we'll make sure that you have this information as well in the recap. First, I saw that Sylvia, you posted something in the chat.
Yes.
Yes.
I am a graduate of the 10,000 Small Business Program. It's one of the resources that has been shared with the membership in the past. Matter of fact, Letha is a recent graduate of the program. We had a virtual congressional meeting a few weeks ago where we met with congressional members, including my soror and our fearless leader, Representative Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. And we have continued that dialogue. There are 2 major legislative pieces that we're advocating for. One is another round of PPP funding, and 2 is the legislative protection from liability suits for individuals who go back to work and then they become infected with COVID. Some of the businesses obviously are being sued and losing everything. So we're asking for protection. So I just wanted to share that with the team because we're actually having a follow-up meeting in person tomorrow because Congressman Balderson reached out to our group, and I'm the team captain for the Ohio Team 2, which doesn't really mean anything. But so I wanted to share that information and let people provide my email address in the event that there's something particular you would like me to bring up for that meeting. Unfortunately, it's closed to just those graduates, but in the future, we would like to have just small business meeting, period. So I would like to also, that's number 1. Actually, number one is what I'm ready to share, but that was something that was important as well. I would just like to say how enormously proud I am of Avery and Jill and what they have started, what they have built. Our momentum is so positive. It has been such a beautiful experience to be a member of this organization and to just participate in the resources that you provide. You know, it has benefited me from the marketing program that was offered. And then you shared about the 10,000 small business, but I had participated in that group in Cleveland before it started locally. But the resources that you guys bring to the floor, and actually I want to share that I also participated in the digital ad program. If you look, if you go to, we call it the Columbus, New York billboard or Times Square. So they have COVID. I mean, they have George Floyd up, but if you hang around long enough, you'll see Sylvia Garrett advertised. So thank you for that resource. I mean, you guys you rock. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Sylvia. I'm glad I'm so glad that you're able to take advantage of some of these things. Yeah, because people will send them to us that they haven't been able to get enough participation, right?
Right,
so
and Danya just asked if it's Orange Barrel. It is Orange Barrel. Our entire month of digital advertising, that costs $5,000.
Yeah, I'm about to post the information in the chat. So what is it? Corey Faber, he works at Orange Barrel, and he reached out to us to let us know that they're offering this free digital ads to small businesses and small nonprofits. And they have struggled to get the well, I won't say that. I mean, they're good at getting people to get into it, but they would like to see more diversity in the makeup of people who who participate. So I'm gonna make sure I'll include that information again. Please take advantage of it. It's free. The worst that they can say is no, but they definitely want to get more people in there. So I'm gonna post that here. Yay.
And Avery, yeah. On the digital billboard, it's a really great opportunity because there is none of the artwork hassle that you would do on traditional billboards. If you have a logo and just a line or two of text, you don't need more than a line or two because, you know, it's people are in their cars. So it really is a good opportunity.
Yeah, and I was really proud to see Orange Barrel posting stuff about George Floyd. Like I saw like some of the footage from the protests, and you look up at the Orange Barrel digital sign, and it's like something about George Floyd, and I was like, that's dope, because representation matters. Anybody else have something they'd like to say to the group? I did see, make sure you take your census, 2020census.gov. We need to make sure that we are counted. Because that really does matter. When we're talking about allocation of resources, we need to know how many of us there are, what we're doing, what we need. So please make sure that if you have not, complete your 2020 census. You might have something. And let's see, for just because she made me think of it when I just muted her, for our MBE, for our certified MBEs, there's still a grant available from the state of Ohio for up to $10,000. If you search Ohio Micro Enterprise Grant or something to that effect, and I will make sure I share that information. You have to be certified, I think it was as of February 29th. And you can't have received any CARES Act funding. So like if you got the paycheck protection, that makes you ineligible for this particular dollars. But if not, or if you're not sure if this all applies to you, please check it out anyways. Our goal is to just, bring the resources to you. Anything else for the good of the order?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm trying to get on this video, but I'm having problems. My name is Dwayne Scott, and I just want to share. This is my first time introducing myself to the group. So I am a financial wellness provider And I provide the following services to employers, employees' life plans, individuals and families' life plans, high school seniors' life preparation plans, and also have a financial literacy curriculum. And also I do workshops and certifications. So I've been in the business, in the finance business for over 16 years. And just wanted to share that information to everybody if anybody needs to get some more information on either retirement or life insurance.
Cool. Thank you, Dwayne. If you can put your contact information in the chat, that is definitely something that we need to all be making sure we're thinking about. I know a lot of times we're working in our business, we're trying to make money, and then so sometimes we're not working on our business, but worse, we're not working on ourselves. So as entrepreneurs, you don't automatically pay into retirement. You don't automatically set these things up. So you have to take the extra effort to make sure that you do it. Let's see. So yeah, thank you for being here also, by the way, Dwayne. Bobby.
Thank you. I just got on. Okay.
Yeah. Bobby Bell.
Yes, I was trying to type it in the chat as well. I just wanted to, for any MBE certified businesses, if you have not already done so, because we did do a phone survey, please reach out to our office regarding updating your approved UNSPSC codes that are tied to your MBE certification. As we are updating the Ohio Administrative Code, that is going to be key when it comes to responding on MBE set-asides. So if you've not had an opportunity to do that, to look at your codes, make sure that they're accurate, please do that and then reach out to our office if you have any questions.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, so if you, like Bobby said, if you want to participate, okay, hold on. But if you want to participate in MBE set-asides on the state level, you have to be certified in those codes. So in your commodity codes, which is the UNSPSC. So you got to make sure that the codes match what you can do. Because otherwise, when you go to apply or go to bid on something, if you're not approved in the right codes, then you actually wouldn't be eligible for the set-aside, even if you're certified. So just, make sure that you take care of business while maybe you're not doing as much business as you'd like.
It's not going to prevent you from bidding on open market stuff, but it could prevent some challenge, or could present some challenges on set aside. So we want to make sure that people address that.
Yes, thank you. And Bobby put the phone number to the Equal Opportunity Division in the chat. So please make sure that you reach out with any questions. That is 614-466-8380. That's the office that also processes, and obviously they process and handle your certification applications. So they are a handy resource for you as well. So I gotta chat. Is there a direct contact information for the support group, or do we go through you? I'm sorry, I don't know what support group you're referring to. If you want to ask the question. Carla, are you there? Okay, well, I will reach out to you after this and try to figure out, narrow down what we're talking about there so I can get you the information you need. Okay, so for the coaches that were referenced before, their contact information was included earlier in the chat, but I will make sure that in the digest that we send out to everybody that registered to be here, plus our members, that you have the links out for you. It'll be there in the email tomorrow. Yeah, so as if you're watching the chat, as Danya said, thank you to all our guests, visitors, and first timers for being a part of this COAACC membership meeting. Typically our membership meetings, like in normal times, whatever normal is to you, we typically met every other month. But given the COVID crisis and the resultant economic, whatever we call this right now, we've been meeting more frequently. So for a while it was every 2 weeks. Then it went, we met 3 weeks ago. Now we're gonna meet on August the 18th, just to make sure that we're always packing our meetings with information and not just meeting to meet. So unless there's something that comes up in the interim that is super duper urgent, we won't meeting again until August 18th. And so that Zoom information will follow in the recap email that will also be accompanied by a link to our YouTube channel. So if you want to see what we've been talking about over the last, 5 meetings, you can go to YouTube and search our name, Central Ohio African American Chamber of Commerce, and you can see the videos from the previous meetings. And then, reach out with any questions. The best way to reach us is team@coaac.org, team@coaacc.org, or by calling us at 614-377-4874. Reach out with any questions. And now, do we have any last lingering thoughts before we end this meeting / I stop the recording? Going once, going twice. Cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being part of this meeting. I'm really glad that everybody logged on and hung out with us. We kept over 25 this whole time, which is pretty cool actually. And actually 27 because somebody just logged back in. Thank you again for being here. We'll make sure that all of this information, including everything that was shared in the chat, gets digested and put in the recap email for tomorrow. Feel free to share that with your network or anybody who wasn't here, and all members who weren't here will receive the email rundown of it. But yes, thank you, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm sorry I'm coming in at the last minute, but I was just trying to figure this whole Zoom thing out. My apologies. But my name is Naseem Muhammad. I am owner of Sky's the Limit Barber and Beauty Boutique inside the Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. I just wanted to say hello and thank you for allowing me to be on this conference call.
Thank you for being here. And I'm happy to hear that you're in the Convention Center with Danya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Sweet. All right, well, and we hope that you'll join us for future calls, everybody. I hope that everybody can join us for future calls, and we'll talk with you all soon.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Sam.